Well, hi there. I'm out and about, but I need to get to this. I'm doing a review of Christmas Evil. 1980 movie I saw, Christmas Evil. Boy, oh boy, is this movie unique. It is. It stars Brandon Maggart as the main killer in it. And it's interesting. It's John Waters calls it the best Christmas movie ever made. I don't know, multiple people get killed in it, so I don't know if I'd call that the best Christmas movie ever made. My only complaint about it, oh, by the way, there will be spoilers. My only complaint with it is it's slow in parts. The horror, it's not straight horror. It's not like, that kind of horror. It's just kind of like a slow build, sort of. You watch this guy go nuts. And Brandon Maggart is the performance. You can tell he gave his all into it, man, because it's a good performance. It really is. He plays this guy who they start out when they're kids, him and his brother sitting there going, "That's no Santa Claus." You get it because the kid's little and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to Santa Claus. He's gonna come." And his brother's, "No, there's no Santa Claus." Well, wouldn't you know it, they're up with mom. They're peeking through the stairwell, and here comes Santa down the chimney. Boop! And they see, and of course I'm looking, is this Santa Claus? Because his beard looks kind of ratchet. Well, it ain't really Santa Claus, but you don't know that at first, because you see him pulling out the presents. You see they left a sandwich for him. He's eating a sandwich, and mother goes, "Isn't it nice that we remember him?" And our little guys sitting there going, "Yeah, it's Santa Claus." And Santa Claus puts the presents down, eats the sandwich, back up the chimney. Little kids go to bed. Of course, they're excited. And meanwhile, the brother, "There ain't no Santa Claus. That wasn't nothing." So, long story short, they hear some noise, and our little fella comes back downstairs. He sees Santa Claus doing a nasty with Mama. I'm not going to go into specifics, and it really isn't that graphic. It's kind of tame, and it's cheesily filmed then again, it was 1980, but it's enough that our little guy just, he gets brain fried from it. It turns out it was Daddy. He crawled up the chimney and he crawled back down. And him and Mama gonna get frisky on Christmas. It kind of tweaks our little guy's brain. He goes upstairs, breaks the snow globe, and cuts himself up with it. And you're like, damn! That's an opening to a movie, isn't it? So, they go right from there. You never see... If this was made today, you'd be like, "He's in a home, he's in a room, Nope. He's an adult. They go right to it. And he was obsessed with Santa Claus and Christmas and all kinds. He wakes up and he's dressed in his Christmas jammies. And he's like all happy about Santa Claus and all that stuff. Turns out he's a professional toy maker. And of course, nobody takes him seriously. One of his co-workers tricks him into working for him in one of his shifts, and then he calls him a schmuck later. He sees him in the bar, and he's bad-mouthing our boy. All this stuff kind of makes him come unglued. So, and when he's not doing that, he's actually stalking children from outside of his apartment window with a spyglass and writing in a book whether or not they're naughty or nice. I told you. So, but through that and people bad-mouthing him and not taking him seriously, his boss is a prick. They bad-mouth him that way. They're like, "Well, we're going to have a toy drive, but you're going to put your own money into it. We're not going to finance it as a company." He's trying to tell them how to make their toys better. They're like, yeah. Nobody takes this poor guy seriously. So the more turbulence that he experiences, the more it gets to Christmas, and then he dresses up like Santa Claus and goes on a killing spree. He steals a bunch of toys from his employer. He does go to like the children's hospital and stuff like that, playing Santa, gives it to the toys, but then he's walking by a church at one minute. He sees his boss coming out of church, pulls out a hatchet and just starts killing people in front of the church members coming down the street. And the thing is, they're all shocked. So they're all standing there. Meanwhile, he's like hitting them in the head with a hatchet. Crazy stuff. Then he just gets up, takes off, starts running, and he paints his big white van. He paints a picture of a sled on the outside of it. That's how he gets around as Santa Claus. And long story short, he just gets cray-crayer and cray-crayer and cray-crayer. Meanwhile, he keeps putting his brother off. His brother's he's kind of like flipping between. He cares about his brother, and he's a butthole. Turns out, our boy, he's really angry at his brother for telling him there was no Santa Claus on Christmas when they were little. Meanwhile, the brother sits there and loses it at one point when he finds out his brother's killing people and chokes the crap out of his own brother. He's like, "You're choking me for stuff I told you when we were a kid at Christmas." Yeah. Ah! So anyway, he runs afoul of some local villagers, and there's literally a scene where they light rolls of toilet paper on fire and start chasing them with toilet paper on a stick, torches. And you feel for this poor guy. He don't make it. I won't tell you how, but it's like one of those, and they just give it like a Christmassy ending. And to all a good night. So I will say this again. Brandon Maggart as our lead boy. Excellent performance. Completely believe him as is nutting out, thinking he's Santa Claus, going on this killing spree. Some of it is cheesily filmed, but it's 1980, so I ain't gonna be too angry at it. Overall, I liked it. If you like, movies where the lead person is deranged, loses it, goes on a killing spree, yeah, check this one out. And I think it's so funny that John Waters is like, "This is the greatest Christmas movie ever." But, like, Mr. Maggart, I think you did a wonderful job here, buddy. And when I was looking up Brandon Maggart, because I never heard of him before, he's 91, still alive, and the father of Fiona Apple. Can you believe that? Yeah. Who's your daughter? Fiona Apple. Who's your father? The nutbag from Christmas Evil. He's done other stuff, but you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you for looking at this. If you haven't subbed to the channel, please do. Y'all take care. See you next time.